Hi, it's Jen McKenzie, your K-12 district teacher librarian, and I cannot be with you for the STEAM and Makerspace session. I'm leading an EDI session, but I just wanted to share a little bit of Makerspace love from the library. So I'm sitting in my office and I've got a 3D printer behind me. We just added 3D printers, or in the process of adding 3D printers to every single library. How cool is that? And this is my crazy Makerspace cart for our weekly Makerspace kits. We've been floating around. We've been distributing like thousands of these things every year now. I already have our professional development book chosen and ready to go for the fall, and it is going to be The Art of Tinkering. This book is gorgeous and fabulous. I think I got 25 copies to give away to friends who want to join the book club. It'll probably start in late September and end in like November. It'll be a couple months. The cover of the book is printed with conductive ink. And each week, or whatever the frequency of our book club is going to be, we will be learning and tinkering. So I'll distribute little Makerspace kits of supplies, cheap, easy supplies to staff members. And this book is just gorgeous and fabulous. There are tons of challenges inside. Like one of the first ones we'll try doing is creating a flying device to get some aerial screenshots to possibly turn into some artwork, okay? It's gonna be super rad and fun. So stay tuned for that. I'll ask for people who wanna participate during our in-service sessions or my opening needs assessment. All right, so let me cruise through some slides again. Chelsea is leading this session. I believe Patrick is joining as well. And I just wanted to give a little bit of Makerspace love from the library. Excuse me. So personally, I incorporate circuitry into my mixed media artwork on a regular basis. It just brings me joy, and I think it's awesome and creative. So there's just a little sampling of a journal that I made, and I added circuitry to it. STEAM, let's talk about that term real quick. It stands for science, technology, engineering, art, and math. You don't have to be an expert on STEAM or the engineering design process or Makerspaces to dive right in. So like I said, Chelsea and Patrick are leading this session. You're going to talk about the concepts of STEAM and Makerspaces and then actually do a project. It's going to be so awesome. And I want to pop on over to this slide. So when you are conducting Makerspace or STEAM-centric projects and activities, you absolutely emphasize the process versus the product, okay? So like every week I go into classrooms for our weekly Makerspace kits. And yeah, we do whatever project it is, and we hope it, you know, turns out and looks lovely. But the number one thing we want to end that activity with always is a debrief. And we talk about the entire process and ways we would improvise and do better next time. Usually, if you want to call something a STEAM-centric activity, it means that you are combining at least two. So science, technology, engineering, art, and math. The two I most often combine when I create things are art and technology, or art and engineering. Like we've done a lot of art paper engineering activities this year through our library kits. And I love this one right here. It's really, I love the phrase fail forward. I fail forward every single day. If you don't get out there and try something new, you're never going to learn. Okay, so emphasizing that with kiddos. Here's another one, just because I identify as an artist outside of school. Sometimes you'll see just STEAM, and that drives me crazy because there is no way you can have STEAM-centric innovation without the art. And I always say, think of Leonardo da Vinci or Michelangelo. Both of those individuals are considered to be innovators. And think of how much of art or how much art was a part of their passion work, okay? This is a busy graphic, but the engineering design process is kind of sort of similar to the scientific method, or you can draw comparisons there. But here's another infographic. And again, you're really defining problems, And oftentimes with our weekly Makerspace kits, I'm already giving kiddos the problem, like, here are your materials, here's your end goal, now you figure it out. But you go through the whole entire process, you test it, you iterate it, you communicate your solution, and then you talk about what would you do better next time, right? So it's different than just doing an art project, right? You're really focusing on the process over the product. There are lots of connections to project-based learning. Makerspace and STEAM-centric education is completely 100% embedded within our ISTE standards, and all of our library media science standards are derived from ISTE, Common Core State Standards in the American Library Association. So STEAM and Makerspaces are part of our library curriculum. And then it's also part of the 4 C's. Like, we have Breakout EDU, the game kits that we've been playing this year. The whole point of those things, or the primary emphasis of those, is highlighting the 4 C's in collaboration with offering a creative way for you to teach your kids particular curriculum. But communication, collaboration, critical thinking, creativity. I'm going to hop on through some of these. So I do have some graphic organizers embedded. There's a whole entire folder you can check out. Sometimes if you're like, well, I think I have an activity and I think it's kind of STEAM centric and Makerspace centric, but I'm not sure. Like, just use one of these graphic organizers to both guide you and your students through the process in class. And hey, a STEAM or Makerspace activity can be 5 minutes long, 15 minutes long, an hour long. Okay, so all sorts of different ways you can do it. I've already talked about the fact that Makerspaces and STEAM-centric education is part of library media science, definitely falls into the technology integration. And here's just, I'm a maker of all different things. I like to construct things with paper, and this is from a laser cutter. I do a lot of mixed media artwork and stitching. I crochet and make kitty blankets as well, okay? We talked about Makerspaces in libraries. They could be full-fledged setups like this one down here, which I think is from Chicago Public Library, or it can be something as simple as having stations or a cart of supplies for students to tinker and explore with. There's no right or wrong. All of my absolute favorite mixed media artists and teachers, they're all makers, and they incorporate all these concepts into their very wildly creative and unique the products that they create. And I love, like I said, I love considering technology as an art supply. For me, for Jen McKenzie, paper circuitry is an art supply, okay? So I want you to start thinking outside of the box. All right, Chelsea is going to go over some of that information more in depth, and you will get to experience the joy of creating a kaleidoscope with her. Her students already completed this activity in class, and she's going to share some of that with you as well. So thank you so much. I love being your district teacher librarian. I'm a tinkerer. I'm an explorer. I can't wait to dive into this book next fall. And you can request our weekly library Makerspace kits for your classes or your entire grade levels. It brings me joy packing those kits up every week or getting the supplies ready. All right, so stay tuned for more awesomeness next year. Bye.